Hello my dear students, I hope you all are fine. Today in this video we will going to recapitulate of chapter 1, that is nutrition in plants. This chapter is included in biology because it is related with the living organism. Okay, so in the title it is written nutrition in plant. So first of all let's understand the term what nutrition means. So nutrition means living organism consume the food and that food is going to be utilized by their body. It is known as nutrition. Means whatever we consume the food, from that food we get some important nutrients and due to which will going to be used by our body. So it is known as nutrition. Nutrition is mainly having two types and it is known as modes of nutrition. Okay, so it is written the method of obtaining food by an organism is called modes of nutrition. When some are making food on their own, some are depend on others for food. That's why it is classified into two types, that is autotrophic and heterotrophic modes of nutrition. So first one is autotrophic modes of nutrition. Autotrophic modes of nutrition means self-nourishment. Auto means self, troph means nourishment. Means living organism depends on self for food. Means they are making their food on their own. Okay, so such kind of modes of nutrition is called autotrophic modes of nutrition. An example is just one, that is all plants. Okay, they are considered as autotrophs and they follow autotrophic modes of nutrition. Moving to the next is heterotrophic modes of nutrition. Hetero means other, trophs means nourishment. Okay, so living organism, LO means living organism. So living organism depends on others for food. Such modes of nutrition is known as heterotrophic modes of nutrition. So this thing we understood in the chapter. Then we understood this autotrophic and heterotrophic in detail. Okay, that is over here, that is autotrophic modes of nutrition. So autotrophic modes of nutrition means it is the process in which organism produces their food on their own. Okay, so you very well know in the 6th standard you understood that green plants perform photosynthesis process. Okay. So what is this photosynthesis process? Photosynthesis means plants prepare the food in the presence of sunlight. It is known as photosynthesis. Okay, so over here the meaning is photosynthesis. Photo means light, or should I say solar energy, and synthesis means to combine. Okay, then the definition says us that plants combine simple substances like carbon dioxide, which plants get from the atmosphere with the help of stomata, water that is going to be absorbed by the root and transported to the rest of all plant parts. So they are combining these two, carbon dioxide and water, in the presence of sunlight and prepare their food, which is known as glucose. This process is known as photosynthesis process. Understood? Okay, then we go through the whole process explanation. Okay, and then here comes that with the help of stomata the leaves get carbon dioxide. Okay, with the help of roots the water is being absorbed and transported to the rest of all plant parts. Okay, and chlorophyll means the green pigment which will going to trap the sunlight, and hence the photosynthesis process can be possible. Okay, so here is the equation. This equation is called word equation. Okay, because it is every word is written in the word, hence it is known as word equation. Okay, so in the presence of sunlight, carbon dioxide and water, they are known as reactant because they are taking part in this process, hence they are known as reactants. So carbon dioxide and water is combined and you will going to get the product, that is glucose and oxygen. Understood? Okay, so this whole process is considered as a photosynthesis process. Then we understood heterotrophic modes of nutrition. Heterotrophic modes of nutrition means living organism depends on other for food. They are known as heterotrophs, and that kind of modes of nutrition is called heterotrophic modes of nutrition. These heterotrophic modes of nutrition is further classified into 4 types, that is parasite, insectivorous, saprotroph and symbiotic relationship. Then we go through each and every heterotrophic modes in detail, and from that the first one is parasite. Parasite means the non-green plants which depends on others for food, means which are taking ready-made food from the green plants. Okay, so such kind of living beings are known as parasite. Okay, you know very well that parasite do not have any green pigment called chlorophyll, and hence they cannot able to perform photosynthesis. So what they are do, they are lying on or they are living on or inside the green plants, and due to that reason they can easily directly take the ready-made food from the green plants, which they make with the help of photosynthesis. Okay, next one is that in return parasite do not provide any benefit to the host plant. Host plant means the green plant which give ready-made food to the parasite. Okay, so though they are taking ready-made food from the host plant, but parasite do not benefit any benefit to host plant. Okay, even sometimes they create a huge problem and huge damage to the host plant. The example of the parasite is cuscuta, means in a traditional language it is called amarbel, mistletoe, Western Australian Christmas tree, etc. Okay, so these are the examples of a parasite plant. In our textbook, the cuscuta is the only parasite which is given, but you can remember cuscuta and mistletoe and Western Australian Christmas tree also. Moving to the next is insectivorous plant. Very easy one. The insectivorous plants means the plants which eat insect. They are known as insectivorous plant. Insectivorous plants are partially called heterotrophs. The reason is very simple. Some of the insectivorous plant consist chlorophyll content, and due to that reason they can perform photosynthesis, and sometime only they consume the insect when they detect nearby. Okay, so like this way they are doing photosynthesis also, as well as they are performing these heterotrophic modes of nutrition also, and hence they are known as partially heterotrophs. The example is pitcher plant and Venus flytrap. Okay, moving to the next is saprotrophs. If you want to see pitcher plant and Venus flytrap, many videos are available on the YouTube, live videos, that how they are consuming the insect by these heterotrophic modes of nutrition. You can also see that videos also, so your concept get clear. Moving to the next is the saprotrophs. Saprotrophs means they are also depending on others for food, but which kind of food? They are going to consume dead and decaying matter. Okay, so saprotrophs or saprophytic plants are those type of plants that depend on dead and decaying matter for food. Okay, moving to the next, that they are also called as natural recyclers or natural sweepers, because they are going to maintain the cleanliness into the ecosystem. Okay, so that's why they are known as natural sweepers, along with that natural recycler, because the dead and decaying living organism, they are going to convert it into the simpler one and provide benefits as well as the provide benefits to rest of our living organism. For example, suppose if an animal in the jungle dead, okay, so these saprotrophs are consumed that dead and decaying matter, converted into the soluble form, and provided these nutrients to nearby the plants, and that plants get very essential nutrients from that, and like this way they are recycling the dead plants and animals and provide benefit to rest of our living organism. Moving to the next, the examples of saprotrophs are bread mold, mushroom, yeast, etc. Here comes the next one, the last portion of the heterotrophic modes of nutrition, which is symbiotic relationship. Symbiotic relationship means the living organism, 2 living organism or 3 living organism, they are living together, they are sharing their shelter, food, nutrients, water together and survive in the surrounding or survive in the ecosystem, this is known as symbiotic relationship. Okay, so suppose if in the symbiotic relationship, the example is lichens. Lichens means the algae and fungus live together is considered as a lichens. Okay, suppose if an algae is living separately, means they are not considered as a lichens. So at that time the algae needs some shelter for surviving in the ecosystem. Okay, but they cannot obtain on their own. Okay, whereas fungus, same way, fungus is a non-green plant and hence it cannot prepare food on their own. Okay, so over here you can see that algae need shelter and fungus need food. Okay, so likewise, if they will live separately, they cannot able to survive. But if they are living together, then definitely both living organisms requirement get fulfilled and hence they can easily able to survive in the surrounding. Okay, so the algae and the fungus live together, so both are termed as lichens. Next one is Rhizobium bacteria and leguminous. Leguminous plant मतलब कोई भी बीन्स का प्लांट, फॉर एग्जांपल चना है, फॉर एग्जांपल मेथी है, उनको लीज्यूमिनियस प्लांट बोला जाता है. सो लीज्यूमिनियस प्लांट को चाहिए होता है नाइट्रोजन. दे नीड नाइट्रोजन विच कैन नॉट बी टेकन बाय देम डायरेक्टली फ्रॉम द एटमोस्फियर. Okay, whereas Rhizobium bacteria required food as well as shelter both. So if both are living separately, they cannot able to survive. But if they are living together, then definitely both living beings requirement get fulfilled. Like leguminous plant will give shelter into the root nodules. These Rhizobium bacteria get shelter into leguminous root nodules. Okay, and in return the Rhizobium provide the nitrogen, convert it into the soluble form and provide it to the leguminous plant. Okay, so like this way the leguminous plant got nitrogen and leguminous plant's requirement get fulfilled. Okay, now this leguminous plant will provide shelter into the root nodules to this Rhizobium bacteria. So Rhizobium bacteria's shelter requirement get fulfilled, and along with that leguminous plant perform photosynthesis process, and whatever food they prepare, okay, some sort of food is also provided to the Rhizobium bacteria. So like this way they both are living together, sharing shelter and food and other requirements, and like this way they can able to survive in the ecosystem. So this is our symbiotic relationship. Okay, here in the last portion I have drawn the flowchart. You can also draw inside the notebook for your further preparation of exam. Okay, over here for let's see. First one is modes of nutrition. Nutrition we understood, taking in food, further divided into two types, that is autotrophic and heterotrophic. Autotrophic means self-nourishment, means they are preparing food on their own by photosynthesis. Example is plant. Heterotrophic means depends on other for nourishment. And also further divided into parasite, insectivorous, saprotroph and symbiotic. Parasite means depends on host plant, taking ready-made food from the green plant's parasite. Insectivorous depends on insect. Saprotroph depends on dead and decaying matter. Symbiotic depends on each other for the requirement. So you can see over here, depends on other for nourishment. You can say depends on host, depends on insect, depends on dead and decaying, depends on each other. So like this way they are depending others for nourishment, hence they are known as heterotrophic modes of nutrition. The example of parasite is Cuscuta, mistletoe. Insectivorous example is Venus flytrap and pitcher plant. Saprotroph, fungi, mushroom, yeast. And symbiotic example is lichen, Rhizobium and leguminous plant. So this is the recapitulation of chapter 1 nutrition in plant. Still if you have any doubt in the chapter 1, you can ask me into the comment section. I will definitely going to answer you. Okay, and one more reminder I would like to give you, that please start writing the chapters into your notebook. You will, and those new parents who recently joined, we will soon uploading the all PDF file of chapter 1, 2, 3 and 9. So we'll get from the next video. Till then, stay happy and keep your smile as it is, as you were showing in the school. Okay, have a nice day. Bye.